Monday, July 15th, 2024, and boy, it was a little somber table at the View today. Um, there were a lot of Secret Service protocols that seem to be missing or lacking from the events of Saturday at Trump's rally in Pennsylvania that I still have a lot of questions about. But this this whole idea that President Biden comes and says we need to political violence has no place. We need to tone down take down the temperature of the race. Uh, I don't remember anybody suggesting that we go and shoot our political rivals. The idea of political violence is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to actually remind people that that's not how we solve issues. Unfortunately, we are this ridiculous gun-loving country, and the Republicans for decades have been advocating for more guns and more use and less limitations. So, you know, thoughts and prayers, I guess. But uh, the idea that we are supposed to now talk with any less passion that Donald Trump needs to be defeated in November, um, and that Trump and the Republicans are an existential threat to our democracy. I don't think you change the passion with which you discuss that topic, um, because that threat remains real, and the division between the two candidates couldn't be further. So I I appreciate the this sort of stepping back, but this idea somehow that Donald Trump is going to tone down his rhetoric is ridiculous. Immediately after um, popping back up with his bloody ear, he put his full head, in striking range again to lift his head up and yell, "Fight, fight, fight." So it didn't seem like he was taking that moment to, turn down the volume in any way. He literally got up and yelled, "Fight, fight, fight." Now he's saying, unity at the uh, at the Republican convention, which starts today. Um, Judge Cannon in Florida has dropped the documents case against Trump, the classified documents that he stole. Allegedly, we have pictures of them sitting in Mar-a-Lago. But anyway, uh, so he's used that to now say on his social media, let's unite and get all of these charges, these ridiculous charges against me. And he lists off all the different cases, and the one about the perfect phone call in Georgia. For the sake of national unity and to stop weaponizing the Department of Justice, we need to dismiss all of these cases against me. How, like, fuck you. No, that's not how this works. The fact that Cannon dismissed that case means Jack Smith will appeal, and hopefully we get a different judge assigned to the case, because she's bought and paid for, clearly. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. I feel really bad for the family of that firefighter who died on Saturday. Um, it's a little difficult to take a lot of this totally seriously when you're talking about a man who's lied and defrauded people his entire life, and it tried to tell us that he wasn't the cause of January 6th either. That those were just tourists having a peaceful rally. And he's the one who reduced the amount of security at the Capitol that day. He's the one who didn't call in the National Guard right away. So when you've got a track record of inciting violence, it's really hard to feel bad that it came around. Um, I don't know if that makes me a monster, but he's inflicted so much damage and so much pain. No, I don't wish the man dead, um, but it's hard to take all of this at its face value when we know how much of a manipulator and a liar and a fraudster and a cheat he is. So, you know, I guess this still isn't the time to talk about gun control. I don't know where that uh, argument gets thrown out the window again. It sure did take a lot of the wind out of the let's get rid of Joe Biden sails. So that's a plus. It looks, I mean, he wasn't going to go anywhere. He is the candidate. So all those voices that are trying to get rid of him uh, seem to have stopped, for, at least for the weekend. Um, we will see in this convention what how Trump decides to conduct himself. I wouldn't hold any hope that there isn't going to be more of this. Let's use this. I was almost assassinated, so let's stop persecuting me, and rally around me. He's going to try to use this to, literally rally troops, but I can't see how that event changes anyone's vote. Um, it, it, I don't. I'm lost at how that logic sort of went around the internet all day. It's like, oh, we just lost the election. How I don't know how that's possible. If anything, what has happened, it seems that Biden has been strengthened over the weekend, and this whole thing about dropping the case in Florida, which will hit the news. Um, I think is also a case for Biden. People want to see people get brought to justice. And the more we remind people of all of these things that Donald Trump did, the less likely they are to go out and put him back in the White House and make sure he doesn't get there by voting for Joe Biden. At least that's what I think. But this certainly isn't a time to stop campaigning, and it's not a time to start to to stop um, showing the stark contrast between the two candidates, and that voting in Trump and Republicans is ruinous for the country. I just don't think we stop talking about that.